Hurricane Melissa. This is certainly one for the books.
It certainly is, and all my love and prayers and my heart is really going out to those in the Caribbean, Jamaica, Cuba, Bahamas, that area, because this is going to be a powerful system and already is.
Yeah, this will be the most powerful hurricane on record to strike Jamaica, and it's still expected to make a landfall overnight and throughout the day on Wednesday. It's only moving at 3 miles per hour. It's just crawling along, but we've seen a bit of a wobble here. Notice the movement to the northwest at 3 miles per hour. It's got that classic buzzsaw shape, but you can see well-defined circular pattern with this, where I don't see any glowing evidence of wind shear, so really nothing to rapidly weaken this system. It's probably going to go through some minor fluctuations in intensity. The peak of max sustained winds 175, so this is a major Cat 5, as strong as it gets, folks, and it looks like this is going to be tracking to the north and moving across Jamaica again overnight tonight, but it continues moving off towards the north and east direction. So the latest pressure on this, 906 millibars, and it will be interesting to watch this value tonight as we gather more reconnaissance data. If this falls below 900, this will go down in the record books as one of the most powerful, well, it's already one of the most powerful in the Atlantic Basin, but one of the few where we've seen pressure levels below 900 millibars, but we'll be watching that. It's not far from dropping. Keep in mind, the lower the pressure, the stronger the winds. We wouldn't have wind without pressure changes, so that's what we're dealing with there with Hurricane Melissa. That's going to be turning back to the north and east. Barron model, I like to show this one, did a really good job with Hurricane Charlie. Always does good with the tropical systems. You can see it brings it right in. And what's interesting is this is lining up with some of the guidance we saw last week. The models over the weekend trended landfall more along the eastern shore, but now it looks like it's going to be more the western shore over towards Montego Bay. If you've flown into Jamaica, that's a popular airport there at Montego Bay where you fly in, and that is, bless you, Tania. That is going to be tracking to the north and east direction. You can see there, again, crossing Cuba and then crossing the Turks and Caicos and then out over the Atlantic. So that's going to stay well south and east of us. We've got this trough over the region. No impacts expected for us, but cloudy and dreary conditions will stick around. We got showers increasing tomorrow night and a first alert weather day coming up Friday for the threat of frost during the morning. First frost on the way for many areas to the north. So future radar, a lot of clouds stick around. One thing you don't see in the forecast data, it's not showing the mist and the drizzle that we're already seeing out there. That's going to continue through tonight and tomorrow. So it's going to be misty, kind of damp and dreary. That's not going away. So plan for that when you head out in the morning. Very November-like. I mean, we have jumped right on into that November pattern already, and it's going to stick around. So what happens is we've got the upper trough, basically a pocket of cold air loft that's going to move in, and if this were January or February, we'd be talking about a wintry mess quite possibly, but the temperatures will be warm enough to where we're talking liquid precipitation. But you see what happens, you get that dynamic cooling. So as we go into Wednesday, we start out, look to the north here, we have 40 showing up. Watch Wednesday afternoon. We stay in the 40s in some of these areas. So it is going to be cold and rainy, probably the coldest day we've had since last winter on Wednesday. And then showers will stick around. It's not a heavy rain, but it's just rainy, drizzly, misty. That's going to stick around through Wednesday night. And actually Thursday, some clouds. But I think by Friday, as we clear out Halloween morning, good chance we see some mid-30s, low 30s in areas to the north. Not quite freezing, but frost, a good possibility. But we should be in good shape for trick-or-treating on Friday evening. Temperatures will cool off into the 40s, just bundle up, but the sky will be mostly clear and should be a nice Friday night for trick-or-treating around the neighborhood. But don't forget this weekend, Saturday into Sunday, as we fall back, good time to check those batteries, your carbon monoxide detectors, smoke detectors, weather radios, always a good reminder time of year. But we fall back. Looks dry this weekend right now. Temperatures in the 60s, lows in the 40s, and next week there is another front. It looks like a dry frontal passage. It'll drop us from near 70 Monday to temperatures in the 60s there towards the middle of next week for daytime highs. But as we look ahead and kind of go beyond that 10-day forecast, at least the first week of November right now, Tania, looks dry.
Yeah, Wes, you're exactly right. We're looking dry for the first few days of November. And this is another full look at that 10-day forecast. Wes, could you pull up that beyond the 10-day forecast for us on our computer screen here, Wes? Well, this is our 10-day forecast, guys. We're going to pull up what it looks like beyond that 10-day because, hey, we're still tracking below average temperatures across our area. And as we take a look here, you can see that some parts of the United States dealing with above average temperatures, but not really us. We'll be anywhere from near average to below average, especially for the East Coast. That's November 4th through the 10th. And what about our rain chances? Well, precipitation looks more near normal or near average, I should say. Looking across the nation, looks like the Pacific Northwest dealing with above average rainfall. Looks like areas like Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Nevada, Colorado dealing with below average rainfall. But for us here across the south and east, we'll be near average. So could we see wet weather November 4th through the 10th? Well, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but this is going to be typically where we are and how much rain we would see this time of the year. I see our next best chance for rain around, I'd say November the 8th or so. So not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. We'll keep you up to date if anything changes. But that's that beyond the 10-day forecast. We'll keep you up to date right here on First Alert Weather Extra. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you tomorrow at 6:30. We're streaming again, so be sure to use that First Alert Weather app for more.